This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
It's all about the power of perception. That's right. We're going to be diving into that and so much more with our dear friend, Esther George. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. I
Well,
hope you are as well.
well, thank you so much. Excited that you're back here and want to chat with us today about so much. So let me just first say, welcome to the show. And we're excited that you're here and you're helping so many awaken their vision. Would you mind just starting off with a little overview about who you are and what you do before we get started?
Sure. My name is Esther George, and I am a mother and grandmother, and I'm a life coach, but I specialize in mindset and productivity. And you don't realize how much your mindset really plays a role in every aspect of your life. And so, yeah, that's what I do. I just help people with their mindset. Maybe it rather be limited beliefs or they're just stuck and they don't know what's keeping them held back.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. And where are you in this beautiful country?
I am in Acworth, Georgia, and
Perfect.
it's beautiful here. I love Georgia.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're excited that you're here. And I also want to point out we will be talking, a little bit about the power of perception, mindfulness, and setting intentions and all of that. And we're going to also share, as you mentioned, your journey right through stories.
Yes, I love it. Yes, I cannot wait to dive in to tell you some of the things that I have been up to and how I help my clients overcome some of their challenges.
And do you mind if I ask before we even start, just a little about your background, what brought you here, how you got involved in this career? Everyone has a backstory, and I just think it's important for our audience to hear that. Thank you.
Sure. Well, okay. So I started off as cleaning. I owned a cleaning service, and
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to podcasts and I would
Yep.
listen to things for my but I didn't know it was mindset at the time. This is way before coaching, and I listened to a gentleman named Bob Prockner, and who knew I was going to do what he does, and he is actually no longer with us, but he pretty much taught me about your mindset and your paradigm and all this perception that we don't even have a clue. I had no clue about whatsoever because
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with a very fixed mindset,
Yep.
and he just opened the doors for me. So then it kind of started there. And then through life, I met a friend of mine, and she was a life coach, and her
Yep.
name is Annalisa. And
Mm-hmm.
old tool. I say her last name wrong. I'm so sorry. Her channel is Ask Annalisa.
Okay.
And she brought life into me that I didn't even think was there because she believed in me way before I did. And so she was a special person in my life as well. And she was a life coach as well. So
Yep.
that's kind of how I got started, is she believed in me in 2019 when a lot of us did. We kind of reevaluated our life.
Oh yeah, we had no choice. Half of us lost our jobs. We were all here, there, everywhere. People were sick. It was such a scary time in everyone's lives.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I really didn't lose my job. I had, you would think owning a cleaning business, it would be like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. I was thriving in my
Wow.
cleaning business. Yes. But I really looked at it like, is this really what I want to do in life? Because I had clean houses to support my children
Yeah.
and get me off welfare and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But was it really what I wanted to do? No, when I was a little girl, I did not dream of cleaning houses. And so one of the things I did is I said, what would I really love to do? And I love to help people.
Yeah.
I love to bring sunshine to people and bring joy to them. So that's what made me. And then
Yep.
that's kind of the journey of going through this crazy stuff of
Beautiful.
being a life coach.
Well, thank you, because we have new listeners and audience every week. I just want to make sure everybody knew a little bit about you. So let's start
Yeah.
for today. Do you want to start with, are we starting with the power of perception or uncovering my potential?
Let's do the power of perception because that one is like it's really mind-blowing
Yes.
once you kind of look for the signs of it. And
Mm-hmm.
how we would be amazed at what our mind is telling us, what the kind of the world is telling us. And so my listeners, I want them to look at their day, go throughout their day, and I want them to mindfully just let it be like in the sky or in your coffee, just whatever, a natural place. And I want you to see a heart. Now, I'm telling you, when I did this, because I wish I could say I come up with it, but Mel Robbins is the one that taught me this. And that very same day, it was a place that I had been for, I mean, I had been there several times doing a carpet, scrub or vacuuming a carpet. In the carpet was hearts. I did not see it. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. And I want you, whenever you see it, I want you to just, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, if you open your mind up, you will see it naturally. I'm not talking about go look for hearts. Naturally look for something and it will come to you. Kind of like, you know how whenever you get a blue car or you whatever color car you have, then you start seeing that same color of car everywhere. It's
Yep.
really your perception.
Yeah. It's
So
so true. It does happen all the time. Yes.
it's really strange. And whenever I learned that, that really helped me think I can shape my own mindset. I can, what I've been thinking all this time is not necessarily what's going on. And I know that sounds a little woo-woo, but it's really not. It's really the fact that
Yeah.
your perception of something is not necessarily the reality of it. It may be your circumstances, but not the end result of it. So yeah.
Got it. Interesting. And the mindfulness and the impact of all this. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of signs that happen all the time. And it's funny. It's even like when you buy a car, next thing you know, you're seeing the car all the time. And I'm like, what? I never saw this. But it's I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of things in the world that start happening. And tell me, are we able to create this with our own, I'm not going to say imagination, but with our own thoughts, with our own mind in a sense, right?
Yes. And let me tell you, I still have family members that believe this cannot happen. So you really have to have an open mindset. And in the beginning, you're going to look at it and go, "Oh, this is so silly and so, not true." But I'm telling you, if you just go and just think about it, you will. I know that most people, the car thing is a real big thing. A lot of
Yeah.
people have done that. You see a red car, you buy a red car, then you see every red car out there. So that one's a really big one. But try something with a heart. See, I'm telling you, that really works.
Okay.
And it really, they would be amazed of their perception of it.
Oh my goodness. All right, go ahead.
That
Keep
was great.
keep going. Keep going. Simple exercises I want
Yeah,
to hear
that's a
about.
very, very simple. Oh, and here's another thing, like images. Okay, say, oh gosh, I have done stuff like say I want to be on the beach. I want it to, let me tell you a little story. I moved to the beach, did not know a soul, did not have a job or anything. I went through a traumatic situation and I wanted to think of myself for the first time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't have, at the time, I did not have good credit. I did not have tons of money to just go in anywhere and say, okay, I want this house on the beach. Well, the very first real estate agent that I go to, the lady there was moving out of her little shack on the beach. I swear to you, it was a little shack. I have pictures of the little shack, and it was a shack. And there was a big house in front of me that was in front of the beach. Okay. But I had a little boardwalk that I could walk on the beach. This is a true story. I literally knew I was going to live on the beach. The house was $750 for that house.
What?
Where is that even possible? Then here's
Yeah.
something else crazier. Okay, so I moved to North Carolina. That same real estate company, I didn't have a job, remember?
Yeah.
I started cleaning for them and it blew up in North Carolina of me cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And so there, I automatically had a house that I wanted. I had the job that I wanted. Now, I wish I could say that it happened like it there, like automatically, but truly, I just went through doors that I felt were the right doors
Yeah.
and led me in the right direction. I opened the path that instead of going, I'm not going to be able to live on the beach. I'm not going to be able to, I'm too old to do this. I'm too old. I'm not smart enough. Nobody would rent to me because I don't have good credit. It was amazing how the doors opened for me because I
Oh,
saw it in a different light.
oh my goodness.
Yes. And it really, truly, that's going in my book. And that truly is an amazing story because it really opened my awakening of my mindset and my journey. And if I connect the dots, it connects to right where I am now.
Beautiful. And that's, a lot to be said because it's all part of our plan, right? And
Yeah.
it's what's meant to be, what's happening. But the fact that we can actually, in a sense, set intentions, talk
Yeah.
about what we want, direct our energy. This is where it gets really exciting because this is your expertise. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
Well, I have learned over the years, you have to be careful who you share certain things with
Okay.
because they will damper it. They will make you feel like that is
Mm-hmm.
wrong. And nobody can tell you what your journey is. Your journey, you feel it in your gut. I'm telling you, if you feel something in your gut, that is not a lie. It
Yeah.
is the absolute truth. Do you know that's your second brain? Your gut is.
Yeah.
And yeah, they call it your second brain. And it's because we have that feeling because like, have you ever had like goosebumps or, feel like, oh gosh, something watching me or something, you know what I'm saying? Like something's about to happen. That's kind of what it feels like. Your gut feeling is telling you the right way to go. Just listen. It
Yeah.
really is. And there's so much more than that as well. And that's what I dive into with my courses and my one-on-one coaching. And we get to know what their limiting thoughts are and what they
Beliefs.
need help
Yeah.
with. So that's kind of a general thing of what I look at when, for a long time, I was always told that my gut feeling was wrong and, this isn't true and all of that. And it's like, once I really opened up my mindset and I opened up, I thought, no, that is your gut, that's your compass of where you need to
Hmm.
go. And a lot of times that's the true where you should go is your gut.
Beautiful.
So
And, I know you want to start, helping people out there also manifest their own positive intentions, right? And we could do that.
yes, yes. This one's another big thing. And this one I'm very, very passionate about because I know some people don't understand like manifesting what they want, but you can manifest anything you want, anything, within reason.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to be a doctor and I haven't put in the work or whatever, but you can manifest anything you put your mind to. It
Yes.
will guide you to every step you need to go. It's so amazing how when you really set intentions with your day, writing things down, journaling was a big step.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like 80 something percent. If you write something down, it will happen. If you and put it somewhere, don't just like put it in a
I'm
folder
like,
and
do I need like a sticky pad thing? Yeah.
yeah,
So I could
that's
see
what
it in
I
front of
do.
me because I put it in my phone and I lose it.
Yes, or
I
if
need
you
to
put it in a
see it.
notebook, yes, you have to see it. You have to, I put sticky notes everywhere. I have a
Yep.
little marker. I write on my bathroom mirror, and I don't care who sees it. If most people of my close people that come in and see me, they know what I'm all about. And um, so in the beginning, it felt a little weird of doing that because you're shifting something that you've had for such a long time,
Yeah.
your beliefs. And a lot of times you get it from your parents and you get it from their parents. And, the cycle goes down or goes back many generations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about breaking them generational cycles that hurt the generations that they can't do something or they're not able to do it for age or whatever it is, a lot of times you can do something. You just have to really figure out what you want. That's a lot of people's problem. They don't know what they really want. That was mine.
Yeah, and that's why it's not working for us. All right, I
Yeah,
got it. I've had
yeah.
some issues with that as well. What's next for us?
Well, once you figure out what you have to really write it down. And another thing, let me just close on this here with
Sure.
that part of it
Yeah.
is like in the evenings after you did your day, because you're not going to be perfect with it when you first start off. You're
Yeah.
going to have that negative doubt, that them little nagging things that come in there. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have done that. But write down what things that you really did good that day, and write down some things that maybe, hey, I can improve here. Then in your
Yeah.
mind, you have, oh, you know what, that because I wrote it down, you have it embedded in your mind a little bit that, hey, next time whenever I'm faced with that challenge, I'm gonna make a different choice instead of thinking that way. So
Awesome. And also, did you, just to let you know, we only have 7 minutes left in the show. I
okay,
know we got a late start because of
it's
some
okay.
technical difficulties,
It's
but I want
okay.
to make sure we're covering mostly everything that's
Okay.
important for us today. So where do we go next?
Oh gosh, what should we do? Mindful setting intentions. Oh, you might say talk.
We have the taking the plunge, the self-leap to discovery by the ocean. Did you want to talk some stories?
Okay, let's do the plunge. That was a really big thing for me. Okay. So one of the big things I had on my bucket list,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I've put it on there years ago because I've always had a bucket list. And I had a
Yep.
friend of mine this year because 2025 was about trying new things, doing new things, and stepping out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend asked me, hey, I'm going to do the polar plunge. Do you want to do it with me? And I'm like, sure, not thinking it's really going to happen because
Yeah.
a lot of people say things, but you don't necessarily do it. Well, this particular person, the day came and it was like, okay, it's time. So we go there and it's so scary, so cold because it was in February. It was this past February. And I believe the weather was about 34 degrees out.
Mm-hmm.
And haven't been in a bathing suit, didn't really
Uh,
want to be in a bathing
of
suit.
course, I get it. Yep.
And so I go and I would just remember going, oh my gosh, how can I get out of this? How can I pretend like I'm whatever, sick or need to go? And so it just was our time to run to the lake. And I literally ran and jumped in this freezing cold water. And I'm telling you, it was the most terrifying, but yet the most exciting thing I've ever done. Because you got to remember,
Wow.
I was a very young mom. So I didn't do a lot of things when I was young. All of my fun stuff was dedicated to my kids.
Yep.
And when I did it, I'm telling you, I wanted to go all the way to the rope. So next year, I'm going all the way to the rope. But I didn't finish all the way I wanted to. But I'd learned a very valuable lesson too. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No.
It was cold. It was definitely
Mm-hmm.
cold.
I've
But
never
it
done
was
it.
it was never, I mean, I it wasn't something that was going to hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was cold. It was uncomfortable, but it was something that got me through, and really opened up my mindset that I can do hard things. Even me as a mindset coach, I still need reminders that, hey, you got to step out of your comfort zone too.
Yeah.
So I would just encourage anybody if they really have, we're not
Too.
promised.
Yep. Nope. Nope. Nope.
And I mean, I'm not saying live your life is that way, but you also need to live your life with no regrets. That's one thing that 2025 is for me, is live with no regrets. As long as I'm not hurting nobody, as long as I'm, being a good citizen, and do the uncomfortable things that you would never do. What's the worst that can happen?
I agree. You're right. It's so true. You got to take that plunge. You got to take that risk. Life is too short and too precious. I say that all the time. And there's actually like a polar bear plunge thing every winter. And now my kids are 8 and 10, and they didn't do it this year. Their friends did, and now they want to do it. So I'm gonna put that on our bucket list too, and we will do that as well.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You will not regret it because afterwards I was so energized. So just, it was literally
I
just
could
gave me so
imagine.
much energy. And you would think that I would be going the whole time. I wasn't. I came prepared. I had,
Mm-hmm.
my robe to wrap around me and to get warm, but it was a very small, minute something to make me uncomfortable. And us
Oh,
mamas need to remember
yep.
I mean, I love the men too, but the women, we so most of the time put ourselves on the back burner
Yep.
for everybody else. And that is so dear to my heart because I did it for so long.
Yeah.
And
Can
now
I?
I get
Okay.
to,
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, and now I get to like figure out what I want to do. And I don't want
Mhm.
people to wait until they're my age to do that.
Got it. Well, I also want to ask just about your leap to self-discovery by the ocean. Let's just talk about that for another few minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I was just gonna say with that, oh gosh, I can remember every day just walking on the beach. It did not matter if it was rain or shine. That's just how much I was
Yep.
drawn to the beach. And I I I am a Christian, but I'm more spiritual than anything. Like my walk with God is more of a spiritual thing. And I grew so close to God at that time and discovering myself and what I had never known what I really truly wanted in life. I
Really.
never knew how to let people treat me and how to have boundaries and how to set them boundaries of, boundaries are good. And
Uh-huh.
you don't have to come up with excuses of why your no is a no. And I was always a people pleaser. I wanted to play. I wanted to be everybody's friend. And
Yep.
sometimes you can have not so many friends when you're thinking of yourself. And that's okay though. It's a very hard one. So I loved every moment of getting to know myself. And you don't even have to do that. You don't have to do something as drastic as I did because I ran off, went to the beach, to a town I didn't know,
And this is North
bought a
Carolina? Wait,
Mustang,
where was this?
North Carolina.
Okay, yeah.
And this was about like in 2010, 2011. And I lived there for a year and it was just such a magical time. But now, let me say this too. I was running away from my things here in Georgia. That's a very important thing. I was running away from things. But you know what? I'm back in Georgia because you can't run from it. You have to hit it head on. I did get some healing, but you can go here where you are in your environment and find some healing there as well. You can get outdoors, you could go for a walk, just sit. And I do meditation and I have a hard time shutting my brain off. So I have these little ear things and I listen to calming music and it really does work. It's some of the stuff I'm telling you sounds, if you're not in that type of environment, it sounds
It
weird
sounds
until
weird,
you
but
do it.
mm-hmm.
And then once you get it ingrained in your brain, it's like, oh my gosh, how can I live without that? I know whenever I need to get out and do a hike. I
So
know whenever
true.
I need to get outside and enjoy the fresh air or declutter my life a little bit as well. So you don't necessarily have to run away like I did, but that's how I did it.
But that's exciting. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Well, I had never done anything, I was a very boring mom, I guess you could say, because I never did any of that like partying or anything like
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
So that
good.
was
That's
kind of,
good. You're a good mom.
I was, but I did run off and buy a Mustang. And it was about the color of your shirt.
Well, I was gonna say, what color? Is it like an orangey? Like this is like
Yes.
I don't know how it relates on camera, but oh my gosh, what type of
Yes.
Mustang?
It was nothing real crazy, but I wanted a stick and just all the crazy free stuff that you feel like when you're young and a teenager. That's what I want.
That's great. I love it.
So and I'm sure I'm not the only mom out there that has dedicated their life to their children and sometimes just want to run away. And you don't have to do that. You can find peace and boundaries right where you are as well.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. All right. Well, let's do this. We have to sum this all up. Could you share how we could reach you, please?
Sure. I'm on most social media platforms. Just look up Esther George or Awakening Your Vision, and
Perfect.
your is spelled UR. I did that on purpose because I thought it was it was just something when I was at the beach, I got that in my head.
Oh my gosh,
And
I
I had
love
no
it.
clue what it was for. I had no clue.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much again. Pleasure
Yay.
having you here. And I'm glad we
Thank
figured
you.
everything out. We had a little extra time, which is a good thing.
Awesome.
And looking forward to the next conversation. Thank you so much. And again, reach out.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
sweetheart. Bye bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.